Hi guys, so this is an approach that I did in Ukraine, in Odessa. This scale was a little bit different to like most of the approaches that I was doing there, because this one spoke really good English. And yeah, occasionally you get a girl who speaks good English, but a lot of the time there is a bit of a language barrier, or at least the girl isn't that good at English, so you have to use kind of like more basic language and stuff. So this wasn't the case in this particular interaction, because this girl spoke really good English. But yeah. Really quickly, I just had to say that you looked really nice. You kind of caught my eye, like the way you're dressed. What's your name, by the way?
Katrina.
Katrina. Ed, nice to meet you.
Best friend.
Best friend. Okay, nice to meet you. My name's Ed. You must be Ukrainian, right? Okay. And no, I'm not Ukrainian. Can you tell from my accent where I'm from? Should I stand over here for a bit? Can you tell from my accent?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
You have no idea? No idea?
Well, I would say English-speaking country.
Yeah, correct.
But where exactly?
You don't know? Okay. It's in Europe. Does that help?
Huh?
It's in Europe.
Eastern Europe?
No, it's in Europe.
In Europe.
Yeah.
Germany? No. France? No.
Germans wouldn't be doing this. They wouldn't just come up to a girl like this. They're far too serious for that.
Well, depends from which city. From Dresden, they would.
Really?
From Düsseldorf, no way.
Oh, so you've got experience of that then?
I live there. So.
Oh, you live there? Wait, so you're German?
No.
You're Ukrainian, but you live there? Yeah. Oh, I see. So you're here on holiday, I take it?
No, I'm here because of a lockdown.
Oh, I see. Interesting. I'm here kind of also because of the lockdown. Also kind of. But I actually live here. But I'm also a bit like you. I'm not, well actually I'm not originally Ukrainian, but I'm from somewhere else, but now I live here. So that's me. Yeah, UK. That wasn't that hard to guess. Like, I can't believe it took you so long to think of that, because it's like the English speaking country in Europe.
Today I was watching one video on YouTube. From a girl from the UK.
Okay.
I thought, okay, it's the same accent.
Is my accent a bit weird? It's not like you reckon it's British?
Yeah.
Okay. It's starting to register a bit. Okay. You were struggling there for a long time. I was like, oh my god, your geography is terrible. So what do you do in Germany then? You work there then?
Well, I live there. Actually, I work online.
Oh really?
Doesn't matter where I am.
Oh, so you're quite lucky then. That's actually kind of similar to me in some ways. I'm kind of free from geographical locations. That's why I chose here for now. It's quite nice here. It's like perfect weather, you know, chilled out place.
Studying here?
No, I work here. Yeah, I do like filming and post-production stuff. Yeah.
Why Ukraine? Why this?
Why not? What's wrong with Ukraine? I think everyone here thinks that Ukraine is like some insignificant little country that no one cares about.
Yeah.
It's not true. We care about Ukraine. We care deeply about Ukraine.
Okay, because of two first letters, or like UK, Ukraine.
Yeah. No, that wasn't the reason I came. It wasn't that superficial. I had a long thought process about it. But yeah. And what are you up to now? You look all dressed up nicely.
Yeah, we have tickets to go to
Ibiza? Yeah. Oh, literally, I just came out of there. Yeah. I literally just came out. Because I was with my friends. We had like a little table in there. But we're starting to run out now, because it's like, it shuts at like 8.
Yeah.
So you're late.
Yeah, well, no, we are too early here.
If you're German, you should be very strict with your timekeeping. So yeah. But well, are you actually planning on going to Ibiza?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know. You might have to wait. You might have to wait for like an hour or two. Because apparently.
First, I go with my girls. We're waiting for 2 more.
3 drinks.
Yeah.
All right. How long do you stay in Odessa for? Until the lockdown is over?
No. I mean, I'm waiting now for a visa because I start my studies for MBA in Monaco.
Monaco? Really? Oh. So random. You like to just go to random places, don't you? That's a bit like me actually. But Monaco and Dresden.
Yeah. Okay. No,
Why Dresden of all places?
Düsseldorf.
Oh, Dusseldorf. Oh, is that in the west? Near Cologne? Yeah, I went there one time actually. Yeah, I went there. I always get confused with the names. I know Cologne because it's very distinctive, but Dusseldorf.
Well, I would say I lived 3 months in Köln. 3 months in Düsseldorf.
Yeah.
Oh, no, like 3 months in. Well, usually I stay in Düsseldorf, but in Dresden 3 months, in Köln 3 months. Like sometimes I change cities.
Okay. When you get bored, you just go to another city.
Huh?
When you get bored, you just go to another city. Is that what you do?
Yeah.
It's kind of like me actually. I kind of do that, except I go to a different country.
And you're from London?
Yeah, London. Yeah. Have you been there?
Yeah, 9 times.
9 times. Oh my god. I think you travelled more than I have. I thought I was good at travelling.
52 countries for now.
52. And how many countries in the world? 100.
52.
Countries? No, that's how many you've visited.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, how many altogether?
Yeah.
190 something.
You've
No.
Oh, in the whole world.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Right.
52 I think.
So you're at roughly 50%. So you still got to go to Somalia, like
not my style.
El Salvador. You got to go to all the dangerous ones, I think.
So,
Cool.
what you do today?
Pardon?
What do today?
What am I doing today? I was with my friends at Ibiza, and now I'm on my way home.
Okay.
But you kind of distracted me with your dress, and I was like, I have to say hello, otherwise I'll regret it. Yeah. I don't know if this is common over here, but in the UK it's quite common.
Usually I like to go out in Düsseldorf, but not here.
See, I'm a bit naughty because I don't really respect like the cultures of the country, so I just do whatever I want. So like, I don't know if this is normal or if everyone's just on Tinder, but I just do my thing. Are you free like sometime next week? We should meet for a drink.
Well, I can give you my number.
Okay.
I don't know if like, it's a bit complicated for me to plan now, but
Your accent, I can actually hear the German in your accent now. Yeah, you picked up a bit.
Long time.
I can hear it. Yeah. I actually did think you were German at first. Yeah, but thank God you're not, because otherwise you would have been like, you'd be like, no, I can't do this. This is too serious. Okay. Do you have Viber?
yes, I hate it, but I love it.
You hate it. I hate Instagram, and I don't have it. So, yeah. What was your name again? Sorry, I forgot.
Katrina.
Katrina. Okay, with a K, yeah. And what's your number then? Is it +38?
Okay. 050.
Yeah.
48.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Okay. then
Yeah, so
thanks
I'll
for
shoot you a
your-
message, and then yeah, if you're free, we should meet up. Nice to meet you. Bye bye. So the first thing to obviously note is that actually at the beginning of the approach, the girl is actually walking with her friend, and that's often the case actually with a lot of the girls in, well, at least in this place in Odessa, but also everywhere. You know, girls are always going to be with their friends. You know, sometimes they're alone, but a lot of the time they're going to be with their friends. But yeah, it's really important that you can approach a girl who is going to be walking with their friend. So girls in twos, it's really important to be able to approach them. Generally speaking, if you do approach them, you want to involve the friend into the conversation. However, as you saw in this one, you know, sometimes, and this is actually quite often the case with Eastern European girls, sometimes the friend will just step aside and let you just have a conversation with the main girl. And in that scenario, it's fine. It just becomes as if you're speaking to her as if she was by herself. So that's quite cool about this. But yeah, generally speaking, if the girl is with her friend and is still there, just involve her in the conversation. Don't just ignore the friend, because the girl will always value her friend's approval more than yours, because you're a stranger to her. Even if she really likes you, even if you're Brad Pitt, it doesn't matter. Like, the girl will always value her friend's approval more than your approval. So bear that in mind. Also, at the beginning of the interaction, you can also notice that I kind of like moved her away from like the street, because the street was actually really busy at this point. My approach just smack bang in the middle of the street, and there's loads of people walking around, and there was also like a few bikes and little cars and stuff going past. So I just like moved her across the side of the street. That's good because it shows a bit of dominance and assertiveness, which is a positive thing. And it also tests for her compliance as well, because if she didn't want to do that, she probably wasn't that interested anyway, but she was happy to do that, which is a good indicator of interest. But actually the most important reason to do it actually is because the context of when you do an approach is super important. Because if you like approach a girl and there's loads of like random crap happening in the background and it's really chaotic, it's going to have an impact on her, how she feels, and on the quality of the interaction as well. Because if she's distracted by all the crap that's happening around her, it's never a good thing. So it's good, because the whole point about doing this stuff is you're trying to like burst their bubble, so to speak. You're trying to like snap them out of whatever they were doing and focus on you, focus on the conversation. So that's the key thing to bear in mind. Sometimes it's good just to, you know, move them to the side of the street where it's less busy. And yeah, I'd say like for this general conversation, like it was pretty nice. It was like, you know, free flowing, and that's the kind of thing you want to aim for in these good interactions. I know like a lot of guys, you know, beginner guys, they run out of things to say quite quickly. But you know, in this interaction, you might notice that, you know, I was speaking, say, for like the first 2 or 3 minutes, just about like where we're both from, and you know, the differences in language, or the accents and language and that kind of thing. And that's the thing with this, like, you know, there's so much to speak about, but at the same time you don't want to jump around topics too much. So be like, oh, where are you from? Like, okay, Ukraine. Oh, that's nice. Okay, I'm from the UK. Okay, cool. Talk about something else. Keep on that sort of general topic of conversation, but obviously draw sort of like parallels from that topic. So, you know, she's from Ukraine, she lives in Germany, so we can speak about her accent, the fact that she's got a slightly German accent, and she's, you know, tease her about being German, that kind of thing. It's about sort of drawing like comparisons, so one thread of conversation might lead on to something that's kind of related, and then you just keep on following that narrative rather than jumping around too much. So that's what I was doing. So like the first kind of 3 minutes of this interaction was pretty much just speaking about like language, where she's from, accent, that kind of thing. So it's all very similar and related. So that's kind of what you want to aim for, rather than like asking like a bunch of questions or just jumping around the conversation topics too much. And then I also like asked her a question actually, which was how long are you staying in Odessa? And this is actually, I guess, a little thing to kind of note. The reason I asked this actually is because when you're like a guy from the West and you come to Eastern Europe, there's almost like a tendency for the girl to think that you're just there to pick up girls, that you just want to get laid, and that you're not serious about having a relationship, that kind of thing. So by you asking that question to her, it's almost like a reverse shit test in a way, because it's almost like you're kind of trying to see if she's kind of worthy of fulfilling your criteria, rather than when it's always the other way around, when the girl's like, oh, is he good enough for me, that kind of thing. So, you know, I asked her how long is she staying in Odessa, I guess for 2 reasons, because of what I just mentioned, but also because I genuinely want to know for my own purposes, because it's really important actually in all your interactions to establish the girl's logistics, because it's no good if, like, you know, you get a number and you're texting for a bit and then she leaves in 2 days, and then you're actually trying to go on a date with her 3 days after you picked her up. That's obviously not going to work because she's not there anymore. So it's really important to establish the girl's logistics, find out where she lives, if she lives in the same place, if she's just visiting, how long she's here for, etc, etc, etc. That's really, really important. And then also another thing, like we were speaking a lot about like countries that she's visited. She said she visited like 50 countries, and you know, I actually like misheard her, and there was a bit of confusion in the conversation. It's sometimes can be a bit awkward, but the thing is, it's not really awkward unless you think it's awkward. Like if you just play it off like it doesn't matter, like for example, I completely misunderstood what she said, but it doesn't actually matter, because you know, it's about the general vibe of the conversation and how you're coming across, rather than like the specific actual nuggets of information that are being talked about in the conversation. So like, you know, she says she's visited 50 something countries, and I'm thinking, oh, there's only 100 countries in the world, that's 50%, but actually there's like almost 200 countries in the world. So which she tries to correct me, but I don't really kind of get that at the time, and that's okay, because, you know, like I say, it doesn't really matter about the exact precise factual information. It's more about the general vibe, how you're coming across, and the feelings that are being evoked in the conversation. That's far more important. And then at the end, try and spike up the conversation just by kind of contextualizing what I'm doing, by just talking about, like, guys, do they approach here, or are they always on Tinder? That's always a good thing. If you feel like the conversation was kind of platonic, you can just spike it up by just speaking about stuff like, how they meet guys, speak about Tinder, speak about getting approached randomly, speak about marriage, speak about boyfriends, relationship, anything like that is always a good topic of conversation to speak about, just to spike things up a little bit. And then it's a really good opportunity to make teases and make jokes and have that like playful banter that might have been missing prior in the conversation. So you can definitely compensate, and it's never too late to make those jokes, because one of the things that a lot of guys kind of, I guess, miss out on is the general vibe of the conversation, very friendly, platonic, and in that sense, like they just forget to kind of break that rapport, make that joke, sexualize it slightly and subtly. They just forget to do that, or they don't want to do it because they feel like the general conversation has been like super platonic so far, so they can't break out of that. But it's really important that you do. Cheers for watching. If you'd be interested in one-to-one coaching with me, where we'll go out in public and work on you approaching girls, or more generally with your social confidence, please visit my website ed-game.com.